Martins.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to another episode of Chapters with your host, SaabiiBoi, and my co-host, Dwayne Frank 39. And of course, we have one of the lads in the building, Big Steve, Mr. Tanner's DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing, man? How's everybody? Had a good week? All good?
I'm good. It's been a good week. Interesting week in football, as we know, but I'm sure we'll crack on to that.
There's a lot to talk about, man. Jeez. I'm interested to see everyone's opinions for sure.
Steve, why do you always look so good, man? Let me know.
I'm trying. I've been talking to you a lot, innit? So.
Oh yeah. Well, for some reason, my magic hasn't helped Dwayne. But,
Hey, look. I'm the young one out of us, so I'm still trying, innit? I'm not there yet. What do you expect?
All right, if you say so. Well, this week, war has been declared on football. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. It has been declared on football. It has been declared on the history of the game. It has been declared on the pyramid. And everybody has gone very, very emotional. This is one of the things that actually brought fans together. People are actually forgetting rivalry and coming together to go against the wonderful European Super League. So before we move forward, because I like to see different sides, different perspectives, different things. So I'm going to throw a couple of questions here, and I just want simple explanations. And it could be just yes or no, but I want to see what you guys are thinking about. So 15 founding members, which is what this Super League is supposed to be. And they have 6 Premier League clubs, Man United, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Chelsea. And from Spain, we have Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. And for Italy, we have Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Juventus. So now that actually turns up to 12. So the rumor is Bayern Munich turned it down and PSG said no, because they actually saw the effect or the negativity this could all bring to football and this could bring to all the fans. So first of all, I want to ask a simple question. Are you for the European Super League?
No.
So that's a no, but that was a long no. You have to think about that. Dwayne?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, fine. So now at least we're all in agreement that we think it's a bad idea. However, I want to probe more on apart from being emotional and talking about history and all that, why is it such a bad idea? So now these are a couple of the reasons people have. One, they say it disrupts the current pyramid and the history of football. So if we start with that point, if the 6 want to leave and the other teams want to leave their leagues and leave all that, and they're willing to take the risk, why can't the other team just continue with the current format? So how is it really affecting the history of football? I'll start with you, Steve. I'll start with you.
I don't quite get it, because if the 6 are gone, they're replaced by another 6. In my view, they moved to the Super League. Yes, they're big clubs in the UK, the 6 clubs, but at the end of the day, if they're playing off in another league, it's just 6 more teams you just push everyone up and you keep your pyramid. The problem you would get is around the TV revenues and stuff. Yes, they would be less, right? But then it does stem back to players. Yeah, we're in a global pandemic. Players don't need to run 500 grand a week for wages. If they dropped all their demands, then clubs, you could still have the same pyramid effect. There's clubs at the top, because there will be clubs at the top, and it will just filter down.
Yeah, but then
it's just not the traditional 6.
Yeah, but then the argument here is that the Super League is actually, so their main focus is to get rid of the Champions League. So these teams still expect to be in their local leagues, they still expect to be in their local cups, but they just wouldn't be in the Champions League. So once again, I ask, but then the question now comes, so you have the Big 6, or the so-called Big 6. So imagine the league table in the English Premier League. Let's imagine the Super League goes ahead and everything works out how they want it to work out. But you have Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal finish in the top 4. But then they can't play the Champions League because they're in the Super League. So what then happens, Dwayne? Is this one of the reasons why people are saying it's killing football?
Well, first and foremost, I was under the impression that if they join the Super League, they won't be able to actually be in their national leagues. Is that not the situation here?
Yeah, so that's why I said, imagine if everything works out for them. So because what they want is that they could actually play in the Super League and still play in their leagues. They just wouldn't play Champions League.
They would prioritize the European Super League over the Premiership.
100%.
That's what they've said. They said the game during the week in the European Super League would be full strength side. The Premier League on the weekend possibly be a weakened side.
And that there will make an absolute mockery of the Premiership. At the end of the day, you as a club, you want to play the best of the best. It's called Premier. The key word is Premier. Standard. Premier standard. Premier League. You don't want to be playing Man United's kids. You know, yes, they did the bits in the early 90s, you know, but you don't want to be playing Man United's kids, Arsenal's kids. We don't want to see another Aston Villa 7-2 against Liverpool sort of thing. We don't want to be seeing this stroppiness. What we want to see is proper competitive football, and we want to see who is actually number one. I don't want to see the likes of Newcastle top of the table again, because of the likes of Man United and Arsenal and everyone are not putting out their foot. Well, okay, maybe not Arsenal, you know, but Man City and these guys not putting out their top boys. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Come on, I want to see elite play elite. I want to see the best from each team and club play the best from each club. That's what I want to see. Yeah, and this will take that away.
But you're talking about elite versus elite. But then if you're in a Super League, and with time, giving it time to grow and all that situation, you would have Arsenal playing Barcelona one week. You would have Arsenal playing Juventus the next week. You would have Arsenal playing Man United the next week. And yes, it will be a structure where a lot of people are talking about the competitiveness in terms of, there's no relegation. But then if you're creating a league that has the best teams, not just from England and from Spain, from Italy, and wherever else they get these other teams, creating this Super League, and the fans are guaranteed quality football every midweek. You just talked about elite playing, the best playing the best. Messi versus Greenwood, or I don't know, these players coming out there. So now the timing is probably very off. And of course, the demands that they're trying to place in terms of, we'll prioritize this, we'll prioritize that, which is very understandable. But I'm still trying to understand the other side because, for example, Florentino Perez claims that this will save football. He claims that the quality of the sport right now has gone from one good game to 10 bad games. Is he right, Steve? Is he right?
In terms of the Champions League, yes. You don't see as many high quality games as you used to. And it's not blockbuster games. You do have to wait until really the final stages. So in terms of it being the European Super League being an elite competition, it would be, because you are getting you're getting the equivalent of like semi-final Champions League at the moment. You get that every week. Yeah, so it would definitely replace the Champions League. It's not there to replace the Premier League. But they don't want.
Yeah,
I know they're not looking to replace the Premier League. So it's a direct competition.
None of them,
it's a direct competition for the Champions League. Yeah, and that's what it's about for me. And it's just from a business model, it makes more sense to them.
Yes, I like the way that you said that business model. So it is fair to say that UEFA is fighting this strongly because this is bad business for them. So they will lose that elite status that we're talking about. They will lose that elite games, every week. So why is it so? Other than the fact that it's a Super League where certain teams will never leave, why shouldn't they rival the Champions League, Dwayne? Why? Tell me why. Other than there's no relegation.
Well, it's not even that they wouldn't be. The whole point of it being called Champions League or Premier League is because you want to see the elites. Now, if we have these so-called elite teams in this so-called Super League, that's defeating the object.
No. I think you're misunderstanding my question here. If these guys want to go against the Champions League, for example, if they want to go, the whole point of the Super League is to grant us elite football every week, not having to wait for the quarterfinals or the semifinals. No disrespect to, because over the years, the Champions League format changed. Years ago, we had a group stage where you had top teams playing very little teams. And yes, every now and then they had that surprise element where these little teams would come up. They had two group stages, then knockout, then moving forward. They said the football was too much for the players. It was fatigue, blah, blah, blah. Moving forward, they Platini changed the format to what the Champions League is now, where, at the group stage, you go into the Europa League, blah, 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 because he was trying to keep the standard where you had good teams clashing in the group stages and all that. They changed the format. Now, they want to change the format back of the Champions League, where they have another group stage and include more teams. So they probably, I don't know, maybe from England it'll be the top 5 or maybe, stuff like that. Which is one of the reasons why the Super League decides, you know what, we don't want to be seeing all that. We don't want to be seeing Slava Praha playing, I don't know, Genk on some week. They don't want to see that. They want to see Barcelona play Villa. Oh, sorry, Villa didn't make it. They want to see Barcelona play Arsenal and stuff. So what is wrong with that? Why can't they rival the Champions League?
I don't want to see them rival the Champions League. As far as things are concerned, there's what we're saying. Provisionally, there's about 12 teams who are provisionally signed up at the moment. Is it going to become like the SPL in the sense that they play each other 4 times in the season? How many times in the season are these teams going to play?
So what it's going to be? It's going to be 20 teams, yeah, and they play each other twice through the course of a season. Now,
it's supposed to be a privilege. It's supposed to be a privilege for these European teams to play each other. I don't want to be seeing these teams playing each other week in, week out, and becoming the norm. Right now it's a fight. It's a privilege to say, you know what, I've got in the top 4 this season. You know what, I'm Man United or whatever. I'm scraping through qualification because I'm going to make sure that I get to play at least PSG or a Borussia Dortmund or a Bayern Munich and what have you. Now it's on a plate. These teams are going to play it. Nah, come on, man.
Yeah, but the current model is that, okay, I win the league. I win my league. I go into the group stage of Champions League. I may play one of the other super teams.
Yeah.
Right. I have to play 2 crap teams. Yeah. In the group stages. Why should I want to do that? I'm not going to get great TV revenues from it. I'm not going to get great fan gates from it. I have to make my team travel and all that business there. When I can play Juventus one week, Barcelona the following week, AC Milan the week after, Man City the week after that, Chelsea week. So over the course of 10 weeks, I've played the top 10 other Premier clubs. The Champions League have hurt themselves by trying to get more money, by opening it up in the format that it currently is. The fourth place in the Premiership should not be playing in the Champions League. You're fourth. You're fourth in the league.
I agree. That's going back to early 90s when it was only the top 2 were getting into Champions League. I 100% agree with you. 100%. Right. But at the end of the day, these teams in Champions League, they've already got their fixed revenue already come through. So the TV revenue shouldn't make a difference here. It really shouldn't.
No, the TV revenue you get, for example, if West Ham finishes in the top 4, they will get Premier League TV revenue and they'll get Champions League TV revenue.
That's what I'm saying. A fixed amount.
Yeah, a fixed amount. But then the point we're trying to make here is, first of all, I'm going to disagree with both of you in terms of the top 2 making it, because think about it this way. If you have, when Leicester won the league, for example, they were the top team, without a doubt. They were the top team in England, yes? But then, and who was second? Tottenham. Tottenham was second.
Arsenal finished second.
Oh, yeah, Arsenal finished second, sorry. And then Tottenham was third, right? Okay. So you have Leicester, Arsenal, Tottenham. Who was fourth?
Don't know, actually. I don't remember that season.
Okay. So you have those 3. Historically, and having one good season makes you a top team for that season, but it does not make you a top team moving forward.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you saying the 4th shouldn't be part of it, but then again, you guys also forget the quality of football. The quality of football and the standard of the competition in England is higher than anywhere else. So
agreed.
So having top 4 from England, there's nothing wrong with that. And then having top 3 from France, where they only have 18 in their league, there's nothing wrong with that. So if you have top 2, the same situation will happen again. Yes, maybe you could argue that, it will make you earn it even more. But however, these guys want to make money. We keep forgetting the business aspect.
That's it. It's the money thing. Because at the end of the day, because I'm not saying it should be the top two, but if you're talking about it's a premier competition, as in Champions League, yeah, the champions, then you shouldn't be going down to multiple. You shouldn't be dropping down the league.
Nope.
At one point, the Premier, we could probably have potentially the seventh. The team who finishes 7th or 8th in the Premiership will be in the Europa or Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm trying to say is it's not the best of the best if you're dropping it down the bar down that far, which is what they had to do to accommodate the new format, which was done to get more money.
You're actually making a very good point why the Super League should actually exist. Because if you keep looking so first of all, you have a Champions League, then you create the Europa League. Mm-hmm. Champions League is for the top of the crop. Europa League is for, you guys did okay. Just play among yourself. Good boy.
Yeah.
And all that.
Man United's Arsenal's.
Yeah. You would know. Yeah. Do you know what the Champions is? I don't even know. I don't
even start. I don't even start. I think you'll find Villa won the European Cup in '82.
Woo!
So we're actually one of the actual European Cup winners. So why are you even trying to come?
That's how I'm not talking. That's how I'm not talking.
82, Lord God. Well,
that's how I'm not talking.
Well, you can give it large for the likes of Steve, man, because he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. But if we're getting back to it, the Super League, obviously, the business aspect is simple. This club sign up for the Super League, they get at least 300 million without kicking a ball.
Exactly.
Kicking a ball.
That's
so
mad.
Business-wise, it satisfies them.
Of course.
It satisfies them. But then if we're going back to the football itself, now, one of the biggest shouts in any place, not just England, Spain, wherever, these clubs have been around for hundreds of years. And they have pyramid systems that they set up to make it very competitive, relegation, climb up, give an underdog a chance to become a top team. Leicester is a good example. Over the years in Spain, you've had teams go up, come down, Villarreal, Valencia years ago. So I understand taking that away and the fans are not happy but then if you are a Liverpool or a Man United or I don't know, any of the top 6, as you say, first of all, this will give a chance. This situation gives Tottenham to be a chance to be an Avenger. This is like Tottenham has been called to the big table. And then with 300 million, they can keep Kane. They can buy other players. They can do all these things, and they can rival the Champions League. People keep forgetting that this Super League is not actually going to put a stop. And let's be honest, there is that possibility that these teams may field a weakened team towards the later stages of if they are playing Juve and things. But generally, they will still want to win their league because it means more money. They will still want to win the FA Cup because it means more trophies. And they want to.
I don't know if they will. Because I remember what was the season when Man United, I think they were in the World Club Cup as well as the FA Cup.
Man United gave up the FA Cup because of a dispute with the FA, not because they didn't want to play it. The FA was not being reasonable in terms of rescheduling the game.
I feel like this could be a similar thing that will happen because surely there's going to be a lot of controversy and disputes in regards to, making sure the games go on and the fixtures for the likability of the clubs.
Yeah, but then the league has to be considerate, and England doesn't particularly have a good history of them being considerate with their teams. Liverpool had to field a very weak team last season in the FA Cup because they will not give them an extension when it came to them playing the World Club football. It happened to them as well. Yes, they won. They beat Everton with a weakened team. Everybody was so surprised. And then they lost to, who did they lose to? I can't remember. With a very weakened team. They lost I think they lost to Villa. They lost to Villa. So you have in Holland and other leagues where these guys are going to play in Europe and their league tells them, okay, fine, you can't play on Saturday. Give you a bit more time to rest. We'll reschedule your game. In England, they're a bit more rigid with that. This is if you're playing on Tuesday, you're playing on Tuesday. We still have to play on Saturday. They do all that crap. But then sticking to the Super League, though, you need to understand that a couple of very brilliant people all sat down. Yes, the timing is terrible, But these guys all sat down and they looked at the future. And yes, it will give them more money. Yes, it
100%.
will. Yes, it will. But then it will still create elite football. It will rival Champions League. Why is UEFA so strong in battling this situation? But then simple things like racism, ooh,
Nothing's been said.
ooh. It's funny how they claim, oh, these people are doing this for just greed. Yeah, but UEFA does the same thing.
Exactly.
That's the whole point. Regarding UEFA, they want to continue monopolizing this situation. The Super League is a serious threat to monopolizing the situation financially. And it does come down, Steve, 100% right, 100%, it comes down to business model and finance. UEFA have been a number one top dog since day. Now, the Super League is a serious threat to them being top dog financially.
So now the question I ask you is this. What if the clubs what if they manage to get an agreement with the leagues and they keep it top tied, they keep it elite, as you guys have said, top 2 Champions League, create a Super League for champions, top 2 Champions League. We don't want to play Champions League, we'll play the Super League. However, you could earn it. You could get to that point and you get to Super League. But we need to rival Champions League because what they're trying to do is kill elite football. They're expanding it, blah, 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 blah. Would that have been a better approach? Because as far as I can see this, the argument is simply because they want these teams to earn it. They don't want them to have, the American style of, oh yeah, you have the NFL, you have 16 teams. Yeah, you play 3, you win 4 games, you don't make it to the playoff. Oh, that's all, folks. You play 16 games. Next year, you try again. I get that. I understand that no relegation and all that, it will be bad. It's not good for the fans. The Premier League might be tainted. The Spanish League might be tainted. I get all that story. But is the major problem here simply because UEFA doesn't want to budge and UEFA has managed to get an approach that makes teams end that league?
To me, the people that shine the loudest are the ones that they're just screwed that they missed the party and they wasn't invited to the party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it boils down to.
Exactly what it boils down to.
Yeah, it's about money.
It's an opportunity. Yeah. It's a great opportunity.
If people if you've heard Boris Johnson get involved in all that business there, don't ask me why. If they wanted to stop
why,
this
Steve?
kind of stuff,
why?
I don't know. Man's not busy. He ain't got other things to do.
He ain't got things to do.
But it's like if they wanted to stop this kind of thing happening, they shouldn't have allowed them to come and invest and buy clubs in the country
in the first place. Thank you.
They should have put rules in place that allowed fans to maintain a percentage of a club no matter what.
Thank you.
Be it 25%, or something like that, is retained by retained by the fans, and that money comes from the season ticket holders. So it doesn't matter who your season ticket is. The season ticket holders is the 25%, but no one can come in and totally own a football club because this is what leads to. Yeah, people think that this was thought of like during the pandemic. These men have been doing this for like decades. They've been planning this.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah, Arsenal's a prime example. Kroenke's coming, very minimal investment in the side, ticking it along because this move suits his model.
Mm-hmm.
I know Man City pulled out, apparently. Chelsea apparently pulled out, but the 3 American club owners are still involved.
Still there.
And to me, they're the ones from the UK that are driving it and getting other things on board.
Yeah, Man City and Chelsea have requested to pull out from the Man United and from the news that I've seen.
Woodward's resigning at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, we don't even need a league for that guy to resign, man. This is one of this. I've been praying for this day. Yeah, loud. The good Lord.
The only good thing I can hope that comes out of this, if it doesn't go through, right, is that Kroenke will leave and so Arsenal.
Well, first things first. So in Germany, they use this model as you described, where you have fans owning a good percentage.
That's right.
Earlier on, this was a situation that used to happen in England. But you need to understand that the buys that have happened over the years have been very smart. Chelsea was bought when they were in administration. Somebody came and saved it. If nobody had saved Chelsea would be in administration. They'd probably been like League One, League Two, whatever they would have been. And then the fans that we claim that loves the sport so much, they probably wouldn't, they would exist because they'll be in League Two. Man United had the same German strategy, fans, and before you know, I can't remember the names now. Those two guys that had the major hold. Then the Glazers came in. Remember when the Glazers came in, there were scarves and everything going around. Oh, we want our club. And now, do you see those scarves anywhere? No, you don't. Because over the years, the Glazers, they actually did well, invested. They've always invested in the team. They've always, tried to do better, new manager, whatever, since Ferguson. And with Arsenal, you have a man that hasn't really put money back in the team. He has blocked Usmanov and yada, yada, yada. So with the Super League, these guys haven't denied it. It's all about money to continue floating the teams, money to continue floating the club, and to make sure our club stays as elite and, and all that story. But on footballing terms, if everything is given in terms that they let them do what they want to do, they rival the Champions League, they actually let these leagues think, oh, which one should we do? And they actually go, you know what? Let's keep it open. Let's let everybody be able to join this elite thing as you talk about. In footballing terms, is this so wrong? Apart from business, in football.
So you're talking that the European Super League replaces the Champions League?
Yes. And
completely.
They let people earn it.
So what? The original 12 will be in there, and then the others can promote into it for a season.
Yes.
So to me, it's, how can I say? But the original 12 can't leave.
Well, we can tweak it a bit. I don't know how, but I'm just trying to understand on footballing terms what the resistance is.
To me, there's no the football terms. There is no argument on footballing terms
at all.
Because at the end of the day, it's a football match. You've played football. When you go on the pitch, you want to win the game.
Football. Exactly.
You want to win the game. You can't tell me that the players at these clubs are not going to go in there, play Super League games and not want to win it. They're still going to want to finish top of that Super League.
Football is football.
So that actually removes the argument that it's not going to be competitive then.
Tell LeBron tell LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, all those kind of players that what they were doing all their careers is not competitive. That's the same format that America uses. And the NBA, NHL, NFL, competitive leagues. Competitive 100%.
Games. I expect once they're in the Super League, well, let's see if this Super League actually happens and comes to fruition. But once they're there, my gosh, you're going to want to win it. Especially you're going to want to be the inaugural champion, 100%. You're going to put all in as far as this is concerned. So
if this wasn't affecting the history and the pyramid and all those many things that people are talking about, blah, 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 blah. And I think one of the biggest issues I keep asking is because it has this founding fathers thing of certain clubs never leaving and all that story. Because, I mean, there's a lot of good argument. I don't support it. I think it shouldn't be done. I think they could have done it if it's something they would have strategized and made it even better. And maybe it would have been something they would have proposed for years to come, giving everybody some time to think and all that story. Probably even try and get the leagues involved. Because the Premier League was formed pretty much by people that wanted money. Pretty much it was formed by people that want money. Look, we can monetize this, we can make it better, we can spread it around the world. English football wasn't as, it was big in England. It's always been big in England, but it wasn't big compared to the rest of the world. And now it's the best league. Simply because they changed the strategy. But yes, you can argue they didn't go against the history of football and all that stuff. But in other words, we're saying now that City and Chelsea have pulled out, we're saying this is a bad idea pretty much. Yes?
It was a bad idea before.
I think the way they presented it was completely wrong. I think that until Man United, Arsenal, or Liverpool pull out, I will still think it might go ahead. You don't need all six. And to me, the key behind it is the 3 American-backed clubs.
That's very, very important.
Because it's their model. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico, yeah, they can go for that because it's going to be more competitive than the leagues they're playing in at the moment.
The thing, another thing, that's true. Another thing, because in England, all teams, Premier League, all teams share the TV rights. They share it equally. So it's because I remember Liverpool tried some years ago to try and get their TV rights for themselves. And they proposed that, each team should try and get whatever TV rights they get should just go to the club. I mean, that idea was shut down so quickly by the Premier League. I mean, I support Man United. I wouldn't mind that, because we're balling. Yeah, but then in Spain, it's not shared equally. Each team actually goes for their own TV rights themselves. So you have
Correct.
That's why you have Real Madrid and Barcelona milking that league, and you have like Osasuna and Betis,
and
and all that story. So obviously, with this Super League, which they're pretty much picking teams that have very wonderful TV coverage from fans around the world. So now you have the 12 that are there. So City and Chelsea pull out, you have 10. Porto claims that they rejected it. Bayern Munich rejected it. PSG rejected it. Dortmund rejected it. At least that's the story we're hearing. So who else will make it a Super League if those guys are not involved? Who will you get?
Rangers, Celtic.
Let's be serious.
I'm being serious.
You know what? I would actually I'll take Leicester,
Hi.
I would take Leicester because of their fan base and that East Asian market that they have. Don't be fooled. That market is growing and growing and growing. So if we're talking about further exposure, Leicester you have to look at them.
And then the other thing is, why does it have to be limited to Europe? There's clubs in the MLS. There's clubs in South America.
It's a European Super League. That's what it's called.
That name can always change.
Yeah.
So what?
They can change it.
The Super League.
The fact that this idea, provisionally speaking, they were looking for this to occur in 2024. The fact that they're now looking to push this for next season tells you they want this to be done now. So if they're willing to make that sort of change agreement, Steve, they can easily turn this from European to continental, 100%.
Yeah, but then you have to rope in other clubs. Other clubs haven't actually agreed to it. That would take
but some clubs are just saying no because they're not invited to the party. If they're invited to the party, they will change their tune. Man are greedy. Man are greedy blatantly. If you go to Newcastle right now, Newcastle will take that. No problem.
100%. Mike, you wouldn't even have to sit down. You wouldn't have to sit down with Mike Ashley.
And in 2 years' time, you hear man like Man City, Chelsea complaining that they're not part of it. Because the thing is, these men are ruled by money.
Yes.
To me, these men are ruled by money. If they're talking about morals, football wouldn't even be the way it's done today.
Exactly.
So don't come and talk to me don't come on this moral compass business, because that I believe in no one in football about that nonsense.
No, it's bullshit. Yeah, absolute bullshit.
They're all after money. The man that are crying about it is because they're not part of the deal.
Because they missed out.
Sky Sports are complaining about it because they know they're not getting the TV rights.
Exactly. They're not getting any of it.
That will go to American cable companies, Amazon.
Thank you.
That's why they're complaining about it.
Of course they are. They've missed the boat, and that's why they're bitching and moaning about it right now. If they were on the boat, they wouldn't give two shits right now what's going on. They'd be like, yeah, let's keep going. You know it and I know it.
If it goes to Amazon, man, shout out to all the guys that have Amazon Fire Sticks. I'm just saying.
Standard 4K HD.
And you know what Amazon not much about, because they give you all the games at the same time. They let you pick. They don't pick for you.
Pick one. There you go.
Exactly. They're involved in this business as well, mate. I'm telling you.
I mean,
they know what they're doing.
To be clear, it was always a business move. I mean, football in terms, yes, everybody's crying and being emotional about the history, which I agree with, just putting it out there. But it's understandable. Well, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, it's always good to have a different perspective and see things differently, because when you leave things to just experts and, people saying, oh my God, blah, blah, it's a bit difficult. However, moving forward to one of Steve's favorite people. Now, the problem here is that I don't understand why Tottenham got rid of this guy, because he had a 52% win ratio, which is quite good for a position where Tottenham is now. He had a week to prepare for a League Cup final against City, and everybody knows he's a one-game expert. Yes, everywhere he has gone, he destroys players' confidence. In Tottenham now, he destroyed Dele Alli, and he changed the style of football, blah, 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 blah. But these were the same men complaining about Pochettino after they had a slip after the Champions League, because they expected that things just go forward. Mourinho brought the best out of Harry Kane in terms of diversifying his game. He brought the best out of Son. Yes, he hung players to dry. Yes, he thinks it's all about himself and whatever he does. Yes, he has his ways. But really, was this a good time to sack Mourinho from Tottenham? Dwayne?
Well, first and foremost, let's forget the Carabao Cup. Whether they had Mourinho or not, they weren't winning that. I feel for Ryan Mason. I feel for Powell, but I'm happy that Powell's got his chance now in the Premiership to see what he can do. Because this is basically a trial for him to see if he can hold on to this role. It's unlikely, but he's got a chance now. He's got a chance. If he's taking orders from Ryan Mason, then something's wrong in it. Allow this talk. I don't want to hear it.
I was about to say that because I don't understand how Chris Powell, how they put Ryan Mason ahead of Chris Powell, considering that Chris Powell has managed clubs before.
Exactly. So if I see that, if I see an Arsene Wenger Stuart Houston situation and Chris Powell is Stuart Houston, I'm not gonna be a happy man. I don't want to see no stupidness, right?
First of all, before we get into that, and I'll come back with a different view on that. However, and forget your bias and all that. I think sacking him was wrong at this particular point.
So I reckon that's directed at me.
Oh yes, it is.
So, I do not understand it. Why they would sack him now? The only possible reason is that you felt that a manager that you have targeted for the summer, you need to move on him now before he becomes unavailable or something. That would be the only reason Tottenham could sack Mourinho now and get him in and get the new person in, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, so sacking him before cup final, as you said, one-off game. Mourinho can easily, all the managers that's probably in the world, Mourinho's one that will come up to the party and win the bloody game. So I don't understand Tottenham's mentality to sack him. Well, something's going to be on the scene.
You can see Dwayne rolling his head like, even if you had Mourinho and 5 other top coaches, that Tottenham will not win because he clearly doesn't want them to win.
Look, I don't want Tottenham to win. Trust me, I don't want Tottenham to win. But look at the number Chelsea done on Man City in the semi-final. Yeah, last week. They changed the team and stuff. But if Mourinho can tactically get it right for one game, and as JJ said, he's developed Kane. No one can damn that. I don't like Mourinho, to be honest. People know that, yeah. But he has developed Kane into a much better player, not striker, player.
Do you think
class?
Do you think if so? I feel that one of the things Mourinho has failed to evolve his game in many situations, and whether you like it or not, he has created a reputation for just probably being one of the most sacked managers, even if he has a good resume.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel he has failed to evolve his man management style. You're going there fighting with players. You're trying to, you leave them on the sidelines, treat them like kids. You clearly know that with the modern day footballers, it's not going to work. It worked in his early career because he was winning stuff. So, look at the way this guy treated Kezman. Look at the way he treated Shevchenko. Oh yeah, but we're winning the league, so that was fine. Mm-hmm. Everywhere he has gone, he has won something. Mm-hmm. But then clearly, moving forward, it hasn't been working because you've just been fighting people. And your second spell at Chelsea was the same thing. You went in Real Madrid, you won the league, but then you were fighting with Ramos, you were fighting with Ronaldo, you were fighting with Marcelo. Then he comes to Tottenham, starts off well, had 1 or 2. I mean, his win ratio is still very good. But then Dele Alli has just gone. Danny Rose doesn't train with the first team. When you were in Manchester United, you make a statement like, Luke Shaw was there physically, but he was using my brain, stuff like that. He has failed to evolve his style of play and has failed to evolve his man management. Now, the question is, I don't think Mourinho will coach in the Premier League anymore because he has coached Man United, so Man City won't go for him. He has coached Tottenham, so Arsenal will definitely not go for him. I don't see Liverpool ever going for him. And I don't see him taking a mid-level team. So what next for Mourinho? Dwayne, what do you think?
the problem that we have with Mourinho is we all knew it's going to be such a risk for any club to take on Mourinho, because especially what Steve said a few weeks ago about his antics, you've got to take on the baggage as well. You know, he is a bag lady at the end of the day. That's what Mourinho is. You're going to get a regressive football style. It's never going to be aggressive. It's never going to be punch forward and what have you. His football is all about smash and grab. Now, the way football has evolved, that regressive way of football it's not the way forward anymore. No one plays like that. I can't think of a team who plays so defensive, who does so well. Before, we could have said Atletico Madrid, but even now, Atletico Madrid are playing expansive football. Even the other day, they won 5-0. You know, so I can't even think of a team who he would even suit anymore with his style of football. And without him evolving, even the Portuguese national team that Steve mentioned the other day, I can't see him going there because they're all about flair and creativity and what have you. I genuinely don't know where we'll see him turn up unless it's on Al Jazeera TV or Sky Sports TV taking over Patrice Evra, you know, or something along those lines. I don't know where we're going to see him next. I don't.
What do you think? What do you think, Steve? So I was having a discussion with somebody, and imagine if West Ham finishes in the top 4 and they get some money and they're thinking, okay, we can invest on this money. Do you see the likes of West Ham getting rid of David Moyes and bringing in Mourinho?
No, because I don't think they will feel they have enough money. Mourinho will turn up at a place like, say, Newcastle. If they do that deal with the Saudis, yeah, they come in with lots of money and they want a name brand manager. Yeah, they will ship Steve Bruce out the door, and if they can get Mourinho will come in. Yeah, and that's the kind of scenario you will see Mourinho back in the Premiership, because it's about a manager that can win you something, and he's got money to spend. Mourinho's not a builder.
No, he's not.
Mourinho doesn't build sides. He comes in and just polishes it off a little bit.
He did build Porto though. He did build Porto.
So he didn't.
Yes, he
but
did.
Porto
were already there.
Porto
were already there. What are you talking about?
He built when he took over Porto. He made can't remember his name, but he got a lot of players from the lower leagues. He brought in Benny McCarthy. He actually built Porto. He got rid of the stars.
Okay, he brought in about 2 players, but he didn't.
Okay, so then that's to me that's the only team he's built.
Pretty much. However, his first spell at Inter, when he lost to Man United in the Champions League, he went back and he told the board, if you want me to winning the league, I can do. But if you want me to win the Champions League, we need to bring in certain players to make this team. Is that not part of building?
No, because to me, he's just polishing. He was just polishing.
So are you telling me?
the same thing.
So you're telling me if I become the manager of Arsenal, I mean, obviously all of you will be on my coaching staff. You know, Dwayne will be there for media. We don't really need him in the coaching staff. Well, are you telling me if I go to a team, I look at the players I have, I look, okay, fine, I have a solid foundation. I have a solid foundation of 5 to 6 players. I'm going to get rid of a couple of players. I'll bring in some other players, bring in some people from the feeder teams or from the under 21 teams. You don't call that building. You call that polishing.
I don't recall him doing that. Where did he do that? At Chelsea, he took over a team he took over a team that finished second to a team that went undefeated. That's what he took over from Ranieri.
He's basically done exactly the same thing.
Real Madrid was an established team. What did he rebuild there? Inter, a couple of players, and he changed their style. He went with 2 defensive midfielders.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing we can talk about in regards to Barcelona with right guard and Pep Guardiola. For me personally, he did not build a team. Right? Okay. It was polished. This is what I
want to understand. I totally agree that Real Madrid, he didn't do anything much. He polished it in the sense that he finally found a way for them to beat Barcelona after a couple of trials. He changed the style of football, which the players were not really happy with, but they did win the league. In Inter Milan, he got rid of Pandev. He put in some other players. He polished it a bit. I agree. But with Porto, we have established that he did build that. With Chelsea, he used the same team and realized even winning the league. So he brought in Kezman, he brought in Drogba, he brought in Carvalho, he brought in Pereira, he brought in these certain players, and he changed his style. So you could argue maybe part building, maybe part polishing. To Dwayne's point, just to go off this a bit, Pep Guardiola got rid of Deco, Ronaldinho. He brought in Busquets, Messi, what's it called? Busquets, Messi, Thiago. And
they were already there for the ranks.
No, they were in the young. He was managing the
wasn't playing
team. They were not playing them. So he got rid of the two biggest stars, brought in 4 players from the under-23s, and changed his style of play. He invented this passing to the left, to the right, to defenders, central midfielder, and you're telling me he didn't build. That's an argument.
Hold on.
But think about what I just said.
Whoa. You say Frank Rijkaard wasn't playing tiki-taka before Pep Guardiola came?
They were playing tiki-taka, but the idea... Steve, please tell this guy something. First of all, Pep invented formation. Listen. Tiki-taka is a style of play and a formation where you pass the ball, move. But Pep enhanced it by bringing in the situation where you have your center backs coming out, your defensive midfielders coming to the ball. Even, what's his name? Victor Valdez even said, this guy called me at 3 o'clock in the morning and told me I need you to back me up for this new style of play I want to do. So you don't know what polishing is. That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Are you telling me Puyol wasn't doing that before when Rijkaard was there?
Puyol doesn't even like to hold the ball.
No,
I watched the documentary where he says, you know what, till this guy came, I didn't even like holding the ball for too long. I just like to defend and pass it out. I didn't like to be carrying it out and all that. But that's an argument for another day. Back to Mourinho. So you said he's not, we have established that he can build, but he's more of a polisher.
Mm-hmm.
So you only see him going to teams where he will just add an extra coat of polish.
Yeah, he needs significant funds for me, especially in this day and age, because he hasn't changed his style. So he needs that better level of player to achieve what he wants to do.
I would love to see him without that foundation regarding a team, because I'd like to see exactly what he can really, really do as far as music is concerned. We've mentioned Porto, but I would like to see that. I don't think we will, because as Steve clearly and rightfully said, he's going to want to go to a team who has that financial backing, so he can actually get in the players that he wants to get in. But I would like to see it, man. Same way I'd like to see it with Pep.
Because the thing is, it's like you can't, with Mourinho, how can I say, he likes to abuse players, isn't it? Or take them, or target someone. And if you're playing in a negative way, you have to have something, as you said, JJ, that you have to be winning. Yeah, and if you're not winning or paying a lot of money, how you getting the right players there?
But why is it so difficult for managers, especially these managers that all believe they're old school, to actually evolve their man management style, especially when they see what's happening now? So clearly, the likes of Roy Keane and Graham Souness, they wouldn't last. They wouldn't last a week with that old school mentality. I mean, the old school mentality is good. I like being strict. I'm a big believer. Look, man up, or that's it. But then when you look at the likes of Tuchel, from what I have seen, or what I think, he literally explains to the players what they'll be doing, what's happening, why you're not playing the next 2 games. And when you look at the Wengers and all these players, I mean, they said Fergie will tell you, oh, you're not going to play the next 2 games. You're not even going to make the team, but you're going to play the next 5 or something, that man management thing, or shouting on one player, knowing that player can take it, then not. So why is it so difficult for these managers to just go, okay, my style isn't working? Or are they actually, somebody like Mourinho, does he just tell himself, I'm a winner, I've won everywhere I've gone, so
exactly
on the highway?
Exactly, because he's still thinking that I'm successful. So the way that got me that success, I can continue doing it. I don't need to change. So people need to change to my way of thinking.
Are you at Coban training ground for Chelsea?
Sorry?
I'm asking JJ, are you at the training ground for Chelsea?
No, I'm not. No.
So how do you know that he's putting his arm? How do you know what he's saying to people? Do you know their scouts? Do you know their agents?
It's called Google.
How do you know?
It's called Google. Google
So you
tells
believe
you.
everything Google says?
Well, at least the players said so themselves. That at least with
Because
Tuchel,
next time I will give you Daily Star newspaper, and we will see what else you come out with
I
next
don't,
time.
I don't,
Because
I
the
don't,
way you're
I
talking
don't read,
is like
I don't
you are
read,
Tuchel's friend.
I don't read Daily Star, man. Some of us are top dogs in this, research thing.
Top
The,
down.
the,
Yeah,
the, thing the thing
top
is
dogs.
the thing is even if how can I put it? You're dealing with human beings, innit? And you're managing human beings, so your style can't be the same everywhere you go.
No, it can't.
Yeah,
You got that.
even across a squad, the way you deal with all the players can't be the same because you're not going to get the same reaction from each person. You know what I mean?
Do you think maybe because he's had all those victories and trophies and what have you at almost every other club, he said, you know what, my style works. You
that's
have
what
to
it
adapt.
is.
And
That's
if
what
you're
it
not
is.
willing to, that's your business.
He's trapped in his success. That's what he's in. He's trapped in his success. He doesn't feel he has to develop his style. Yeah, he's not even changing like, oh, play it from the back or be more expansive and stuff. He's just not doing it because what got him the trophies and stuff in the past and got him his name, he continues to do it. And his personality in the public, yeah, is that he believes 100% in himself. He knows the best. He's a winner, all that kind of stuff. Mourinho's never been, I don't recall him ever saying anything apart from about Bobby Robson saying that he learned from another manager.
That's true.
Apart from Bobby Robson, he's the only one he's ever said. All other managers, they pay respect to people that have done well and all that business there. But
I can't think of who else he was under though, other than Bobby Robson.
But you don't necessarily have to be under someone to show them respect or show them that what they've done or what they've achieved is good. Mourinho goes on the attack to undermine people. Yeah, the only person when he came to the league he didn't do it with was Ferguson.
Yeah, yes, Dwayne. You don't need to be under somebody to show them respect. Remember that when you talk to them ladies. Remember that.
Why you get me mixed up with Newell? That's not me. Do you know what I mean? I'm not the Gallus here, man. That's Newell.
So in a simple sentence, Dwayne, what do you think next for Mourinho?
I wasn't joking. Al Jazeera TV or Sky Sports. I think Sky Sports will probably have enough money. Don't be surprised. Do you know what? Don't be surprised if he becomes one of them pundits for the Super League. Do not be surprised.
True.
They will have enough money to pay him. You're laughing, Jay. But don't be surprised if you see him there on one side and you see Arsene Wenger on the other side. Don't be surprised if you see that.
No, I don't think you'll get Wenger there.
You never know.
I don't think you'll get Wenger there.
And in one sentence, what do you think, Steve, for Mourinho?
As I said, it will be a club that's probably got new investors that's looking to spend a lot of money, probably from Saudis, or you could end up somewhere like Celtic.
Celtic?
He will probably coach from home.
Celtic get back the league and take them to Champions League.
Well, we shall see. That would be a good shot. Now, moving forward, and I'm sure this is something that will interest Steve. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve is a goalkeeper when we play our normal grassroots football. And he's one of those that he will always stand out to show some sort of support to the goalkeeper. I mean, the goalkeeper could be beating everybody, and Steve would be like, oh, yeah, the dynamic of the wind bent his knee, and he couldn't stretch that far. He's a big goalkeeping supporter.
Goalkeepers Union.
Yeah, Goalkeepers Union.
The
GU. Now, the question is very simple. And, being a Man United supporter, I've asked myself this question a couple of times, and people have asked me. And I want to ask my wonderful fellow pundits here, what they think. And I'm sure I'll probably give my own opinion. But it's a very simple question. And I'm going to start with Dwayne, because I know it'll be itching Steve to speak. Dean Henderson or David De Gea as number one for Man United?
If we get on this season's form, you've got to go with Henderson. Henderson's save percentage this season has been around 71% sort of area, whilst De Gea's has dropped down to around the mid 50% area. Now, for me, I'm not as confident in De Gea as what I have been over the last few years. And I think that's echoed with Solskjaer as well. I think even was it yesterday that Solskjaer was talking about the fact that he had no issue with De Gea going back home for the birth of his child and what have you. You know, because he's got a lot more confidence in Henderson. And to be honest, I would not be surprised if De Gea leaves in the summer, which I'm worried about. I'm very worried about that because apparently you're not scum brum yet, but United, apparently you're sniffing around Martinez. I'm not happy about it whatsoever, right? Because apparently you want him to rival Henderson. So for me, if De Gea goes, I don't think Man United will really care. And they'll still get quite a lot of money for him as well. But from this season, I'm taking Henderson over De Gea. That's me.
Steve?
So, for me, it's Henderson because I think modern football suits Henderson's goalkeeping style better. He's more comfortable with the ball at his feet and he's more mobile than De Gea. De Gea is a old school goalkeeper in terms of he likes to hold his line. Yeah, he doesn't like to come charging off the line, playing sweeper keeper. Yeah, De Gea is a much better shot stopper. Yeah, but Henderson, especially in terms of the Man United defense, he will grow and he will start bossing that centre back pairing around. He will be telling them what he wants. De Gea has always been a quiet goalkeeper. Yeah. If he maintains the defense, he does it quietly. He doesn't shout and scream and all that kind of stuff. But I just think De Gea's not interested in playing for Man United anymore, and he needs a fresh challenge. So, but in terms of goalkeeping quality, De Gea is still the better shot stopper. But in terms of an all-round goalkeeper for the modern game in the Premiership, you're better off with Henderson. For me.
I don't agree with you, man.
Why?
Wait.
And going back to that Martinez stuff, if Martinez does go to Man United, why he left Arsenal in the first place definitely doesn't make any sense.
Which is true. But at the same time, to be honest with you, if Martinez leaves, because I was chatting to my brother the other day about this, funnily enough, if Martinez leaves, I want Areola because the minute Fulham go down, I want Areola because Areola is a serious guy. And to be honest with you, if I was United, I'd be very smart and I'd go after Areola as well because you get him for a little bit of money. The guy's got serious Champions League potential already. Guys played at PSG and everywhere already. So he can go and play in Super League and he would not look out of place whatsoever.
First things first, why would you get Areola when you already have two top goalkeepers and you can't even decide who's number one?
They don't want to be there.
That's sorry. Have you spent time on my training ground?
Yes.
Do you put your hand around this player's name? Do you do that?
I sent WhatsApp to Steve Fletcher.
First of all, Steve,
or Darren Fletcher, whatever his name is.
Steve, I'll tell you why I don't agree with you in terms of you thinking Dean Henderson has a better modern day stance. I think De Gea was trained like most Spanish keepers, where they could actually get involved in the game as a player. That's why he can hold his line. That's why he has better passing, and that's why he can move forward. He can pick out the pass.
But he doesn't like it.
Yeah, but he can do it. One of the reasons, I think when you look at De Gea being in Man United over the years, a lot of people have managed to come and judge him based on what they have seen for the past 2 seasons. So last season, he wasn't wonderful. And the season before that, he also didn't look amazing. But when you look at De Gea for the past years, I mean, there was a period of time for a couple of seasons. De Gea literally kept Man United in the top 10.
He's virtually unbeatable. Virtually unbeatable. And that's why I said he's the better shot stopper. I said that. Remember, I'll never forget the game he played at Emirates. Yeah. And the saves that he pulled off in that game, we should have beaten you lot about 10-0.
Yeah, it was Emirates. He did it. He did the same thing at Tottenham, where we won 1-0, and he had so last season, whatever he must have been going through, he was making very clumsy mistakes. It happens. And then when Dean Henderson has actually come back this season, yes, the guy has had 1 or 2 performances that you look and go, there's something wrong with this guy. But I think all round, especially if you look at, so like Dwayne mentioned save percentage, which 100%, you're right. But percentages don't really tell you much. The guy has played 24 games. Dean Henderson has played 9 Premier League games. So obviously, if there are saves in the 9, the percentage will be higher. So when you look at stats and you look at these things, people rush to the conclusion that all that. But when you look at the player, when you look at this guy's play, for example, De Gea has made, all goalkeepers have made terrible mistakes. All of them.
They all will. They all will.
Now, the thing now is, the question for me is, are both of them good enough to be number one for Man United? 100%.
Yes.
100%. They are very good. As in, when Dean Henderson came back and people were talking about Romeo and, being, the truth of the matter is Dean Henderson is a better keeper than Romeo. There's no doubt about that. Dean Henderson is also younger. And I also like the fact that Dean Henderson comes back and the same thing, pretty much the same thing that happened to Luke Shaw. They brought in Telles, and Luke Shaw has become, what's it called? Shawbeto Carlos. He's doing things that I've never seen before. And Dean Henderson has actually he has actually made De Gea step up and realize that, look, we have somebody really good. Because 2 seasons ago, Romeo and what's the other guy? I can't remember. Those guys, De Gea knew regardless of what happens, I'll be number one. Even if I literally take the ball and throw it in the net, I'll be number one.
Yeah, Romeo and Grant in it.
Yeah. So now another thing, Dwayne mentioned letting him go to Spain. That's simple man management. The man had a kid. There was no point in saying, "Oh, you know what, you stay." And also, I have another very good number one goalkeeper. So it's okay. Go and spend time with your family. Come back. Personally, I think looking long term, I think Solskjaer wants Henderson to be his number one. De Gea has been around for close to how many years? He's on 350.
9 years.
He's on
9 years.
Yeah, about 9 years. He's on 350 grand. If De Gea leaves,
I think De Gea just needs a fresh challenge. I think if he leaves and he goes somewhere else, he will go back to that form of 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, but this season there's nothing wrong with the form.
No. It's below his level.
Yeah, it's below his level.
That's the thing. It's not that he's not a good goalkeeper. It's just below his level.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. And I think it's a case of he's a bit disillusioned at Man United. And I think he's had the effective, how can I say? I think since he turned down, or the Real Madrid deal didn't work out, yeah, it's played in the back of his mind.
Nah, Steve. That was actually the best thing Van Gaal did for Man United.
Yeah, for Man United. For Man United.
Paperwork.
Yeah, for Man United. But I mean, in terms of De Gea, I think the way that whole played out has put a doubt in the back of his mind.
Did anyone hear JJ's top boy invention come out there? He's nasty. Right, what are you saying, fam?
Yeah.
I was like, where's he going with it?
But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying De Gea is a poor keeper. What I'm saying is that I just think he needs a fresh challenge. And looking for the future, Man United should go with Henderson.
Speaking of fresh start, the problem that De Gea has is, I think we're still in agreement that he's still world class, right? The problem he has is being world class. When you're world class, you are very limited as to where you can go as a football player, because majority of the time, these other so-called world-class clubs will already have world-class goalkeepers. Whether it's Neuer at Bayern, Courtois is now world-class. He is now there. Szczesny is now world-class at Juventus. He's already there. Ivanovic at Inter Milan, world-class. What's the guy? Black, Athletic Madrid. Yeah. Well, you can keep going with it.
I can guarantee you that if De Gea leaves Man United, he will walk into Chelsea as number one goalkeeper. He will walk into Juve ahead of Szczesny.
Ahead of Szczesny?
Yeah, he would do.
Just like that?
He would do. Just like
AC Milan.
AC Milan, he 100%. Yeah. 100.
Do you know how loyal AC Milan are to Donnarumma right now?
Yeah, but he's not signing the contract.
That's what I'm saying. They're desperate to keep him. So if he stays there, you think they're just going to come
you know how you say I had the top boy accent. I'm gonna keep it real with the African. My brother. Yes, there is no loyalty in this game.
but he would get into most clubs. If he wanted to go Barca, he'll go Barca.
Oh,
easy.
Boy.
Easy.
Ahead of
Ter Stegen.
Yeah. De Gea is a really good goalkeeper. As I said, the only question mark. JJ says yes, he was trained with Spanish and he can use his feet, but he doesn't like to. He's an old school goalkeeper.
I'm confused. Why do you think he doesn't like to use his feet though?
He doesn't. When
How?
the ball comes to him,
Whoa,
you don't
must
see.
Listen to the goalkeepers union,
When
JJ.
when the ball comes to him, he doesn't look comfortable. Yeah, you never see them play very, very close to him, as what you've seen with, like, say, Arsenal and Leno. Yeah, where the centre backs are they're all in the same box and they're all playing.
That's different though.
Come on, Steve. Are you telling me Leno is okay? First of all, I'm not. Are you telling me Leno is better with his feet? And
No.
He never said that.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that De Gea can't do it. I'm saying he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. And if you don't like it as a goalkeeper, you don't want to do it. You don't like the modern day where you're passing. How can I say? Where you're passing in and around. There's a lot of passing that you have to do. Getting the ball, giving it around your box. De Gea's not that type of goalkeeper. Yeah, and again, he's like an old school goalkeeper where you use any body part to save the ball. Yeah, that's De Gea. De Gea he's old school, man. He's a very, very good goalkeeper, but he's old school to me. And it's it's just it's not saying he can't do it. It's just about being comfortable doing it. And when I've seen him, he just doesn't look comfortable doing it.
Well, I mean, as you said, two world-class goalkeepers, and I think the last time this was managed properly, I think it was Wenger that had managed 3 goalkeepers in one season. I'm not quite sure, and I think Fergie did that with who and who, I can't remember. But I mean, personally, I think I like the fact that we have those both goalkeepers and is bringing the best out of each other. Long term, I think Henderson will be number 1. It will be a case of if somebody does come in for David De Gea, it will be good money, and Grant is there as a good number 2. And I'm pretty sure Man United has 1 or 2 other goalkeepers, and there'll be loads of goalkeepers that will come to Man United as number 2. And if Martinez rumor is real, will Martinez actually leave Villa as a number 1 to be number 2 in Man United?
It'll make no sense.
Of course he will, because especially if you guys go into this Super League business, he's gonna leave Villa man.
But then all the arguments that I've heard about Martinez from Arsenal fans over this season, it wouldn't make any sense.
But it's like you said, Steve, money talks.
Money talks, is true. Money talks.
Right?
It's true.
At the end of the day, I can now see why the likes of Haaland and Pogba are asking for $500,000 a week. If they go into this, forget Haaland, maybe because they're not even in consideration. But if Man United go into this Super League thing, or whatever it's called, $500,000 to them a week, nothing.
Speaking about Haaland and $500,000, you know, Haaland and Pogba have the same agent.
Yeah.
And Riola has.
And his wife, them kind of deals are probably based on his wife wanting a New York. The agent's wife wanted a New York, bro. And you just, you know what? I don't want 26 foot anymore. I want 52.
52
and then imagine thinks, boy, time for you to move, bro. That's how it works now in football. That's how it works.
And he has claimed that he wants to make Haaland the first £1 million
a week player.
Yeah. What's Messi on at the moment?
He's not on the million. He's not on the million.
No, he's not anywhere near, no?
No. He gets a lot of money for endorsements. He's got but £1 million.
I think altogether, Messi is on like over 100 mil a year, according to the reports that came out some couple of months ago or something funny like that.
But that's I mean, this is where football has to look at itself. You look, people are dissing these people about doing the European Super League and stuff, but football's going through a pandemic. There's no fans in the ground, but man are still talking about record salaries per week.
Exactly.
And people are out here losing their jobs and stuff. Yeah. So football needs a reality check, man. Football seriously needs a reality check.
On that reality note and reality check, with our £2 a week doing this wonderful show, we will have to say good night and thank you for anybody that listens to this. And hopefully you should catch us on more episodes in the next couple of weeks. For now, thank you, Big Steve. Thank you, Dwayne. Wonderful episode as always.
All good.
Yes, and Dwayne, talk to your mates on the training ground. You know, I'll talk to my guys, and maybe we can.
Yeah, you talk to your guys. I'll talk to my guys. See what I mean? My guys are United, and your guys are at Chelsea. I don't even think you're even a real Red Devils fan.
Do you
even know what road Old Trafford's even on?
You see, this is why we don't take Dwayne anywhere. It's been another episode of Grassroot Chats. I'll see you soon.
Go on, sing me a song. I bet you don't even know one. You know, any Man United song, any.
Really?
Send me one. Any one.
I should sing you one.
One.
Okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. If I sing you one, you're going to buy me 5 pints.
Yeah, no problem. Go on.
And I'm the witness.
Yes, build a bonfire, put the scouses on top, put the CT in the middle, and burn the effing lot.
Woo!
Right.
5
100%. 100%. I'm going to buy you 5 pints. I didn't say when, but I will buy them.
No problem. No problem. I'll hold you to that. Goodbye.
Laters.
Uh-huh.